podcast.
Coming.
Hey, babe, it's time to do a podcast.
Okay. Ooh. Don't forget to give yourself a microphone. Please. Okay. Just want to point out that I am here and waiting for Monét to join. It is 6:04 in the morning, Mountain Time. Hello, my name is Bob, the Drag Queen.
On exchange.
And this is Sibling Rivalry. Well, they gotta see us.
No, easy to adjust.
Don't adjust. Thank God for the moon. Maybe it's not the moon at all. I hear Spike Lee shooting down the street. Bah humbug.
Hello.
How are you in the mornings?
I'm great.
Typically, would you consider yourself a morning person?
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm a morning person.
You're a morning person.
Yeah, you're not a morning person.
I'm not a morning person.
I feel like that. No, Jacob.
Well, yeah. Well, I think that I can wake up in the morning if need be.
You're very disoriented in the morning.
I think that I'm serving the children right now.
You are.
This is psychological warfare. Jacob is literally, this is some torture tactics. Jacob's never had a problem turning on this light as long as I've known him. And now it's like, all of a sudden he doesn't know how to turn lights on.
Well, we have to keep it down. Kennedy said to keep it down.
Anyway, did you have any dreams last night? Well, normally we do a little bit of talking before we get into it.
Yeah, Bob. It's
normal for us to bring our
Some Anomia cards if you want to do a quick round.
Okay, we'll start with Anomia.
Bob can't do this when you're awake.
This is a game that Monét and Andy introduced me to.
So what it is you flip a card, y'all. And there's a symbol on the card. There are like 6 symbols.
Well, the symbol doesn't matter now because we can't do the symbol. We're just gonna do the thing.
Oh, right, because
yeah. But that's what makes the games hard, though. You have to match the symbol with someone else who has that same symbol, and then you have to give an example of what's on their card. So if their card says Mariah Carey song, then you have to be like Dream Lover, but you have to be looking for the symbol. Yeah. And then you look around and then you read the card and you're like Dream Lover or Hero or whatever.
And then mine says like Household Supply.
Yeah. And you'll say Broom. And then the other hard part is that there'll be a card.
Oh my God.
Have you seen that TikTok? Who's disoriented? My Invisalign is popping. So you're saying you didn't brush your teeth?
I didn't.
I never did either. You've seen that video of that guy who didn't realize he could remove his
Invisalign?
His retainer. And he was like, and he had it in for 5 years. And he was like, you can remove your retainer. And the guy was like,
I guess he brushed his teeth.
But he's not brushing his teeth. He's brushing the retainer or the Invisalign.
The Invisalign or like a metal retainer?
It looks like an Invisalign. I think it must be like some sort of internet. There's no way it could be real.
Yeah. I mean, how can that be real?
Retainer. Look at this. This is wild.
I just found out something kind of crazy, and I don't think I believe it, but Dane here is telling me that apparently after the orthodontist puts in your retainer, you can take it out at any time. There's no way. I've literally had this retainer in for, 5-6 years?
No
2010.
way.
And he's telling me that you can take these out.
This has to be a bit, right?
Yes.
Wait until you see it. It's wild.
I'm scared my teeth will come out with it.
Do you want me to show you? I'll show you.
No, you can't take your retainer out.
Yeah, you can. Watch.
It's
Here
permanent.
comes.
There's glue in there.
Everyone knows they come out.
If you pull my teeth out, I swear to God. my god.
It comes out. You just gotta pull on it.
Here it comes.
Ah, it's like glued in there.
No.
Oh my god.
Ew.
This is so. We'll put it on the screen.
Oh my god, look how white my teeth are.
That's a bit. They put stuff in
Are you
there.
kidding me?
They put stuff in there. There's
You
no
think
way
so?
that's real. There's no way that's real.
All right, I know me. You're
I
right.
know that. Okay.
No shady flips.
Okay. You.
Handsome. Oh, I couldn't even read it. Okay.
Clark says handsome but dumb.
All right. Let's do it this way. And,
Okay.
Devil Wears Prada.
Can you see the prompt after?
Oh, it was a movie with the
Oh,
devil in
devil.
it. I saw this one already. That's not fair.
Wow.
I started to flip it.
Good for you.
Food. Damn, you're getting scrubbed, son. 1, 2, 3. Mexican
vodka soda. That was a tie.
Vodka soda. You just said, it's vodka. Sorry, vodka.
Yeah, it's a-
1, 2, 3. PBR.
I don't drink domestic beers.
Yeah, neither do I.
You used to.
I could never drink beer. You would never catch me drinking beer. 1, 2, 3.
Gun.
I don't want you pointing at it.
What's the pouch?
It is a criminal's accessory. Heaven's Gate.
What's the Heaven's Gate?
Heaven's Gate's a cult.
Okay, so we played this the other night. Would y'all agree? But we had a very big discussion.
Yeah, who
what's a
y'all
cult?
saying was a cult?
That the Nazis were a cult.
And me and Andrew were saying they're not a cult.
Yeah, you and Andy were like, no. And Jacob.
Well, I think Jacob. And then also, I want to point out that Monet did. I thought was very strange.
What did I do?
We were like, it's a cult. Me and Andy were like, well, cults are religion based, not political parties. Sometimes we call maybe, but
And the Nazis were
Christians, which is not considered a cult. But I think they're a cult, but they're not considered one. And then Jacob goes, it's a cult. And then Monet just yells, well, Jacob's a Jew.
Oh my God.
I would say this. Me and Andy were both like, oh my God.
I literally raised the question on the podcast one time. I'm like, why does this sound so crazy when you say someone is a Jew? And everyone's like, well, that's how there's nothing wrong with that.
me and Andy were aghast. We were like, oh my God.
There we go.
All right, love. You're right. You okay? You're right, babes.
Okay, y'all. Jacob showed Bob these. before we
British
started.
slang phrase. It's the connecting of the pieces that makes it hard for me. It's the
Okay, normally we play and you pull a card. Bob just be staring.
because it's the symbol connection. So I have to connect the symbol. Then I have to say it. But then also there's this other card where you have to like it'll be like plus equal sign equals
And
squiggles. So then you're playing against everyone with the equal sign and you're playing against everyone with squiggle. And my brain, that's where my brain can't even. That was British. You can flip it over.
Yeah. Squeal ShamWow. Ask him. No, it's just an item. An item. You're not an item, bitch. You're a person.
You can use it.
My turn.
Drag.
I guess drag is a subculture.
There's no guessing.
Oh God.
Fidel
Hitler.
Castro.
I said it first,
No, we started saying at the same time. I don't think it's who finishes first.
but you
Then I said-
choose a shorter person.
I think I said Fidel by the time you said Hitler.
No.
We both started saying Fidel and you said Hitler.
No.
Who's keeping score? I'm still winning.
No, they keep it score. You.
Poison Ivy. I don't identify.
Female villain. You.
I don't identify as a female.
Oh, Bob, there's literally a clip. Jay, put the clip from Good Morning America. I was like, and drag makes you a superhero. And I said, and you a supervillain. You said, oh yeah, for sure.
Drag made me feel like a superhero.
Yeah, for sure.
And you a supervillain.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm non-binary.
You're a female villain.
Non-binary.
Diana, Princess Diana.
Diana.
No, I got it first. I'm nailing it.
Now she's waking up. The coffee's percolating.
You.
No, coronavirus.
Okay.
This is. I can't be every answer. I'm a car crash too. It's a risk to civilization. And I said coronavirus. You're ridiculous.
Twinks. Ebony.
Wow. Wow.
One category. That is a one category.
I'm surprised you yelled Jew. Jews. Okay. I'm gonna give you that one, son. That's the sex noise. The Sex Pistols.
Come.
That was a tie.
That was a tie. A tie or twy?
A tie. No, just a tie.
No, you act like you Jewish.
That was British. I mean, there are British Jewish people, but I don't think it's what you were saying. It's a toy. Well, why is that Jewish?
You sound like you're doing like Jacob's accent. When Jacob like, oh my god.
See, you think I sound like a Jew?
When Jacob does his impersonation of an Upper East Side Jew.
It's the Mel Gibson for me.
Oh my god, you are so ridiculous. Jacob, can you please do the voice?
Oh my god, Miss Streisand, it really is good. It's your autograph, my sister would die.
It's a toy.
Yes, that's what I heard.
1, 2, 3. Coming in my mouth. Slobbing dick. Slobbing dick.
Okay, oral sex slang is not coming in my mouth.
That's a slobbing dick.
Okay, that is. But what, your first one, you just really went off the handle. The first
Well,
one.
I saw oral sex, and then I had to read the whole card.
Those are the two ones that Bob was nailing every time. The first time it came up, I was like, "Get in my mouth! You can come down my throat."
That cum. All right, we have 4 more. Here we go. Lightning round. Drinking, compulsive behavior, and cross by cross. No, I give that a tie.
Yeah. Shamrock commercial. What you said?
Eminem commercial.
How is this stupid?
Because they're just kind of like the one where it's always like the goofy yellow one, and then the other one. So one's smart and one's dumb, and they're just kind of like silly commercials.
And also, there's the Vanessa Williams one. She's Ferris agreed.
No, I don't think Shamrock commercial is a commercial. I think it is an infomercial. I don't think infomercials count, and it says stupid commercial.
It literally has commercial in it. It's a type of commercial.
Yeah, so does commercial real estate. It doesn't make it a commercial.
No.
It has Marshall.
It's a thing.
But there's Marshall on it.
It's a thing on TV to tell you stuff.
How about Marshall Mathers? It has Marshall.
Mathers. Do you know all the words to you lose yourself?
You lose yourself in the mall.
No, his arms are sweaty.
His arms are sweaty. Wait. No. Wait.
Arms are sweaty.
Mom's spaghetti. I think it starts with arms are sweaty.
I'm pretty sure.
Arms are sweaty. Knees weak. Mom's spaghetti. That doesn't even make sense.
I don't think that's the lyric.
Well, do you know the lyrics there?
Last one.
Yeah. Pussy.
Wow. All right.
I would like a Crystal Light or a Red Bull. Are we allowed to have any kind of beverages?
And water, no caffeine.
I'll take water.
I'll take a Crystal Light. Can I get a Crystal Light?
Do you have any?
Yeah, there's that big pack of Crystal Light over there. But I think it's supposed to be for like a whole gallon. And what?
Oh, yeah, Bob. That's like for a whole... There's a little squeezy thing.
I don't like those. No, I'll take one, Jacob. I'll take the little Mios.
Jacob, can I have one of the Perriers? The Perriers in the...
How do you pronounce it?
Perrier.
It's Perrier, I think.
Oh, so now you care about French pronunciation.
Yeah,
normally you're like
Perrier.
Perrier, but now but it's the pronunciation.
When you you have a French background, so I took Spanish classes, but I've never taken a French class ever, so I don't know a whole lot about French. But I don't need ice. I don't need any ice, baby. I just need the squeezy in the water. So what I ended? Oh my god, that's my baby. Oh, I love this one so much.
You love this one so much.
Get you a Jacob. What's your song about?
French pronunciation.
Oh, so bitch, I moved to fucking New York City. I had never heard of a au bon pain. I was like, let's go to the au bon pain. My country ass. And there's also the cul de team. What is that? It's like a
Le Pain Quotidien.
girl. I was like, let's go to the Le Pain Coditine. Like, and people were looking at me like, this country.
Le Pain Quotidien.
I want to say that when you're so we're at really high altitude right now.
I never tried putting these kind of things in seltzer water. That's crazy. I never really thought about that.
Make yourself like a diet soda, basically.
Yeah. Good to know. I never thought about that.
Crystal Light's better. Not a paid advertisement, but I prefer Crystal Light.
Crystal Light needs to sponsor this podcast. How about that?
What was you talking about? Moving to New York City. No, altitude. So we're at 9,000 feet above sea level. And when you, everything you have that is like pressurized or like closed, it starts to pressurize. So if you put like just a bottle of soda, when you rise up here, it doesn't explode, but it just kind of expands just a little bit. Mm-hmm. And it's happening to all of our makeup. As well. Like, for example, this is my lash glue. And I'm going to do it now because I undid it. But like when we came, it was kind of swollen. Mm-hmm. And then when you open the cap, it just shoots out at you. And it's happening with all of our cosmetics. Yeah, especially in like if you like felt tip like black. Oh yeah. So listen, all of you out there who wear makeup, if you are going to bring a eyeliner, a liquid liner, when you open it, your shit will be gooey, girl. Pussy gushy, girl. Let's take a break. And I have to ask you something. This sounds serious. Or how serious? All right, we're back, bitch. What is it? I hate people do that. Like when people are like, I need to ask you something later. Like, bitch, just start later. Because now I'm like, the whole day I'm like, what the fuck does this person need to ask me? Okay, that's... I know that. Just make sure you save time for me today because I really, really need to ask you something really important. That is wild to me. I noticed so many similar behaviors between you and Annie, and I feel like it's like both of y'all are the same race. Y'all not supposed to. That's not it, Monét. It's not, but a lot of Patty's the same way too. Okay, me and Patty are polar opposites. I know, but the thing that you guys similar are a friend of Al, friend of Bill, Sorry, and I mean, I guess I can't. Say that that's completely untrue, but I do think there's a part of being a friend of Bill, and if the girls who get it, and the girls who don't. I do think there is a kind of a reckoning and a I don't know, learning to respect yourself, and you kind of get less time for just bullshit. Something about getting sober. Everyone knows I'm sober already, and your boyfriend drives the sober mobile. Now, after you want to be commenting about the bus, you are so silly. I'm gonna start calling the sober mobile. I guess maybe, and we were just talking last night about how at meetings people are just kind of grumpy, and maybe you just start getting a little bit of that yourself. No, you got it before you went. Is my breath bad? No. Okay. I kind of have a constant fear that my breath might be bad, and it's all because of that time that we went before, and my breath was bad because, girl, I'm talking rotted. My breath was raw. I mean, like it was making me gag. So we said this, talking about this before. We would be at the airport and everyone would be hanging out here. And Bob would be like 40 yards on the other side. And we're like, what's wrong with Bob? And you'd be sitting there with your witch gown. I was wearing a mask before anybody else, girl. I was masking. You were masking, full black. Bob, oh my God, you just talk about jingles like a witch. You fully look like a witch sometimes. So what happened was I was wearing... This is actually right when I started wearing the dresses. And I had the 4 dry sockets. Mm-hmm. And what I didn't realize was for some reason my oral surgeon didn't tell me that when you get your wisdom teeth removed, food just makes its way into those pockets. And you have to go buy not a syringe. There's no needle, a syringe but no needle. Yeah. And you have to take that and squirt it into the pockets to get the food out. I had food from literally a week. And I was like, how are y'all even dealing with this right now? Like, how? And then you come with me Bob. I was like, how can you even? So then me and Kennedy, because I couldn't do it. Then Kennedy showed me how to do it because I think she's had. I don't know why Kennedy knows how to do a lot of random stuff.
I do.
And then, that's what makes you a great. We actually met someone here who I think might make a good.
Oh yeah, Raphael. Shout out to Raphael here at Aspen Snowmass.
He might be joining us from. We're here.
Yeah,
maybe. Anyway, so then Kennedy and I on the bus then I was like, I felt so much better about myself.
The thing I want to talk to you about is why you like
I forgot you want to talk to me.
No, when you meet someone, well, no, you don't feel this way. We kind of talked about this before. But like when I say things in Spanish, I feel the need to say with an accent, and Spanish speakers appreciate that.
No, but you should say with an accent.
But people who aren't Spanish, they were like, why are you talking like that? I'm like, I'm not like doing a thing. I'm like saying it because that's how you're supposed to say it. Like, for example, Los Feliz in that neighborhood. People be like, Los Files and stuff like that. Ooh, I just spit everywhere. And then, but if you say that around someone who's not a Spanish speaker, they'd be like, why are you saying it like that?
Well, okay, I can see certain words, which are Spanish words, but when it comes to them being places or streets, for example, I grew up in Columbus, Georgia, and there's a street called Buena Vista Road.
Buena Vista.
Buena Vista.
Yeah.
Now, I know that it's Buena Vista, but growing up, my whole life called it Buena Vista because everyone called it Buena Vista.
Mm-hmm.
So I still to this day, there's Buena streets in LA, and I'm like, oh, let's go to Buena so-and-so. And Ezra, who is Mexican, my boyfriend's Mexican, just cackles. And I'm like, because he's heard me say Buena before, but then I just say Buena when I see my head connects. And I think also because before I took any Spanish classes, I was saying quesadilla. I never said quesadilla. I never said that, but I always say quesadilla instead of quesadilla. I go, let me get the quesadilla or tacos.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go to Mexico, they say taco instead of tacos. So I think the things that were already in my lexicon before learning Spanish.
Yeah.
I didn't have to learn Spanish before taking Spanish classes. I've been told that my pronunciation is actually pretty good.
Someone come to our Patreon.
This guy at the airport was like, oh my God, your Spanish is great. And I was like, all right, sir, you trying to get in my pants. Do you know my computer password?
No.
I feel like if you die, who has all your passwords?
No one.
What? No, if you die, so what happens if you die?
Bitch, what do y'all need to know?
We need to settle your affairs. We need to unlock your August. Who has your August? I have the August.
Yeah.
But what about...
Imagine if I died in my house and no one knew. That to me is so sad.
How do people not know?
I mean, for a while.
Your calendar, you have a calendar, and as soon as you miss a gig, people will probably David will probably call me, and then I'd be like, did you let... I asked Patty the other day this in the theater. I said, Patty, on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being like absolutely, and 0 being under no circumstances, how close are you to moving to LA?
What did he say?
8.
Moving to LA?
He said he did not say moving. He said he's at an 8.
So with 0 being like absolutely not, 10 being
like I'm there tomorrow. He said he's at an 8.
No, he did not. What?
Yes, he did, girl. So I'm like, so all we got to do to tip the scales, just get Patty a man.
Oh, bitch, if Patty was at 0 to go from a man, Patty would be there overnight.
We can find Patty a sugar daddy in LA.
Oh, for sure.
I'm talking to Steve Warner, some of his like lawyer friends.
I mean, you're really close to Steve, so
I love Steve Warner. Like, I'm sure
Steve is the
lawyer. Steve's the lawyer.
The lawyer, right?
He has more hair than we do.
Does he?
Like a little bit. Like, is he bald?
But should he?
Oh my God. Steve listens to our podcast.
I love Steve.
No, Steve's a lawyer.
Bitch, I've been balding since I was 20 years old.
Before Steve was ever balding. Steve's a lawyer and Johnny's the photographer.
Right.
And artistic director.
Yeah.
But anyway, me and him were also trying to hook Mateo up.
With whom? Like another rich lawyer friend?
So Steve has this lady who she's a matchmaker, but she does it for free. She doesn't charge anyone. She just goes around matchmaking.
Interesting.
Like he met her at the gym, and then he was.
Does Steve work I feel like Steve works at one of them fancy gyms.
They have a gym in their home.
Work.
But he also goes to the gym too because this lady was there, and I'm sure she wouldn't show it as hell. But she walked up to him. Someone was like, "You need to meet," but she was too aggressive for him at first. She was like, "Are you a top or you a bottom?" And Steve was like, "Oh my God!"
Oh my God!
He was like, "This is not going to work." And then someone's like, "No, Steve, just do it. Whatever she says, just answer all of her questions." Because I'm telling you, this woman finds people like love. So Steve was like, "Okay." So then Steve gave her the information she needed, and then he she matched him with Johnny.
Really?
And Steve was like, he was like, she's right. Just tell her what she needs to know.
Really?
I think she's like this like German lady, or maybe she's Swedish or Dutch or something.
I mean, that sounds like if you're that direct.
I met her at the Cabanas.
And how long has Steven and Johnny been together?
I think like 3 years, maybe.
Work.
I met her at the WeHo Cabanas, which is like this like private club, but it's really just a restaurant. Well, it seems like it's just a restaurant. I got invited from Steven. I'm not a member of this club, but you have to apply to be a member.
Oh yeah, that's how all these places
and then you
are.
pay like
a dues, dues,
fee, and then you also go and you have to pay.
And you have to pay. That's what I understand. Like we talk about it with the Yale Club. It blew my mind. People pay like thousands of dollars to be a member of the Yale Club, and all you do is just get to be a member. You still have to pay for the hotel rooms. You still pay at the restaurant. I'm like, bitch, what is?
When you're there, you can't use cell phones.
Right, you can't use cell phones.
When you get your phone, you can't take a computer. They put a sticker over your camera.
Oh, they don't do that at the Yale Club.
And
really,
and it's very Hollywood. Like they're like famous people. I think I saw Charlize Theron there.
Work.
And what else about this place? And like Steve got rejected the first time he applied.
Interesting. Why?
I don't know.
Remember when in mid-pandemic, I feel comfortable saying the name because I don't care. A company wanted to give us membership to their thing for 5 years, and all we had to do was do a podcast. Remember this? The Soho House. And then we're going to
remember that.
Yes, they wanted us to do a podcast. They're like,
why did we not do it?
Because we were like mid-pandemic. We're like, bitch, we don't want to do because we aren't people who go to Soho Houses and stuff like that. And then we were like, I'm not interested.
I performed at Soho House one time.
I have to, the one on 14th Street.
Yeah,
you and Thorgy.
Yeah,
you remember
we did bingo.
Yeah,
she was really hot about it because I was like the official bingo person, and they called her my assistant. She was hot like fish grease. And this was
like, bitch, I won.
This was before Drag Race. And then I had just come off the cruise, and I came. I mean,
the cruise or actual cruise or Drag Race cruise?
No, the actual cruise.
Okay.
And do you remember that one time that I came off the cruise and I was like hungry and skinny and tired? Do you remember this? I was like, for some reason on this cruise, I got really skinny. I don't know what was going on, which is crazy because all you
7 days.
All you do on a cruise is eat. But I was on this. I was like, I think I might got sick. The cruises make you sick.
And you like, but you love them. You like the food's great. It's a good time. You should do it.
I love them, but you were like, I heard the food was disgusting.
No.
But also, you're the same bitch. You be gobbling down first class food like it's not a hungry man meal.
I did not say gobble it down. I said
I've sat next to you.
We played this game called King of Tokyo, and Bob you become a different person.
I don't know what is wrong with me.
You get so aggressive.
This is wild. Bullying everybody. Like bullying Andy. And
someone just picks up the card. I'm like, yeah, Bob, like, pick up that card because you're about to go down.
If y'all play King of Tokyo, let me know. Me and Monét want to make our own little version of it.
Yes.
I also tweeted out last night about that card that everyone was questioning. And I want to see what the
card?
There was a card.
Parasite tentacles.
Parasite tentacles.
And let's see what the internet said. And I know this is very niche. This is very niche content.
I just learned this game yesterday.
Yeah. Okay. You and
Andy. Next time I hit with Andy.
You and Andy are tied. He could win right now.
And I didn't forget about.
Actually,
you.
wait. Oh no.
I didn't forget about you, Andy.
Well, it's a simple game.
Why didn't win?
Look at you. Look at yourself.
You make like you play. If it's so easy.
Look at you.
We'll put the video in here. Y'all so see it. So, all right. So I asked everyone let me explain the card. Is this too niche?
It might be a little too niche.
We do niche.
Yeah.
So there's a card called Parasitic Tentacles. Okay. This means that everyone has like these power cards that they give them extra powers. Mm-hmm. And this card says you can buy power cards from other monsters, pay them the money, the cost of the money.
Okay, again, it says you can buy power cards from other monsters, pay them the money.
And I think that means, if it means I can, that means I am literally capable of it. I can't, it didn't say I may. See, that's the difference. It did not say you may buy cards, it says you can. I have the power to buy anyone's card off of them. And Monét thinks.
And I think that.
And Monét thinks that they can say no.
Yeah, I think that yes, you can buy them, but they can say no. Now,
you know the difference between you may buy a card and you can buy a card.
There are many. We know this. There are many cards in this deck that are very ambiguous. Mm-hmm. So when it says you can buy, I think that's saying, hey Jacob, I want to buy this card from you, and Jacob can say no.
So anyway, our most popular, we got responses. Yes, it is like a still card. I declare my abandon on 2 other games, but the contact tabs is level plus. I don't know this. Okay. Another yes, and of course it says can. So I would say it's optional. That's one person's optional. It sure looks like that way to me. There's a yes. For those asking, it's from a game called King of Tokyo. The answer to the original poster is the yet to see the publishers. There's no love this game. Yes, yes.
Hold on. The publishers have many people have posed this question, and the publishers have not responded. No one knows.
Yeah. Yes, they must. Yes, you have to. Yeah, that's what the card says. Thank you, RXB. These names. Anyway, so long story short, I think that the answer is a you can, because it says I can. We'll talk more about it when we get back. That's what I want to talk to you about when we get back.
Listen, y'all, nowadays everything's online. We live on the internet today, honey, and it's really important for me that my website look as fantastic as I do. Now, making a website can be hard, but I found a perfect home at Squarespace. Squarespace uses incredibly intuitive designs to help build your website, and you can build your dream website without knowing a whole lot about code and computers. In fact, you don't need to know anything. Now, Squarespace has a really great and easy to understand analytics tool to help you get powerful insights into who's visiting your site and how they're interacting with your content. This includes page views, traffic source, time on the site, most read content, audience geography, so you can find out where your viewers and your audience and your listeners are, many, many more things. All right. They also take care of buying and managing your domain name, and they make linking it to your website super easy. Now, buying a domain from Squarespace is simple because there are no hidden fees or price hikes. Each domain comes with an ad-free parking space and free WHOIS privacy on eligible domains. Squarespace also has a great SEO tool and takes the guesswork out of search engines optimization for your website, which means you'll get found in searches by more people more often. Now, for me, it's helpful because I sell a lot of merch. She's the merch queen, honey. Now, there's a whole lot of Bob the Drag Queen knockoff merch out there. I see you all. We will be sending cease and desist, but thanks to Squarespace, I am confident that my merch will always be at the very top of that list. Now, Squarespace has the tools you need to get your business off the ground, including e-commerce templates, inventory management, a simple checkout process, and secure payments. Whatever you sell, Squarespace has merchandising features to make your products look their best online. Just go to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/rivalry to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
So my thing is that it gives you too much power, especially if that card costs you 5 energies. Bitch, okay, I can see 4, even less. I was like, I could see if it was maybe like 8, because that gives you a lot of power in the game.
But also, what a shit card then. But I'm saying, the last thing I say on it is, you can and you may. You may means you have permission to buy cards from people from the game, and you can means you are capable. So when I say you can walk, that doesn't mean that someone can negate your ability to walk.
But also, if I can walk, I can choose not to.
Yeah, and so this is that you can choose not to walk. Uh-huh. I get to choose to walk. I can walk. That has nothing to do with you.
And the reason why I say you can, because what's my point?
You just got
no.
This antibiotics all over again. You just realized you was wrong.
No. You can by the thing. Oh, and my point was saying you can because if you ask me to, and I forgot what my point was. It's early in the morning.
Antibiotics.
But I said it yesterday.
Did you ever dream last night?
No, I don't really dream. Do you? I rarely dream. And when I do, I never remember them.
I dream.
Often?
Not terribly often, but maybe like once or twice a month. Mm-hmm. And I only remember my dreams when I wake up in the middle of a dream.
Oh yeah, everything is
I've never been able to resolve a dream. Like I know people who I had like 2 dreams last night. Which by the way, we all have dreams. You have a dream. Everyone has dreams.
Every night, everyone has dreams.
Yeah. Apparently, there's
a fact?
There's a study that says that most people have like 9 dreams a night.
That's crazy. I don't think that's
Can
real.
You Google that information, Jacob? There's a dream that says most people have like 9 dreams a night, but you just can't remember most of them. And I can only remember dreams that I wake up in the middle of. And this is also another thing. If you don't start like writing it, typing it right away, like if you wake up and start talking about it,
you forget about it.
It just slowly fades away.
Why is that?
I don't know.
The brain is such a powerful fucking tool.
You know,
it's a very powerful organ.
What is it? How many is it?
46. Every night, everyone.
46.
Everyone has 4 to 6 dreams every night.
46. No, yeah, 46. Anyway, 4 to 6. There's also another theory. Did you know that like you actually don't need your eyes to see?
That doesn't make any sense.
Okay, I know. I didn't think it made sense either, but it actually makes perfect sense when you think about it. You can literally see without your eyes.
See, feel like you can see things. How?
Okay.
My eyes are closed.
Well, so here's it. So some blind people use sonar to bounce things off things, and they'll be able to see things. And the way,
What is that seeing?
It is seeing.
By definition, is seeing. Isn't seeing things from your eyeballs?
No, it is actually seeing, because when you're sleeping, your eyes are closed, but in your dreams, you are actually seeing things. Like you literally,
you're seeing memories though. You're seeing,
but you see them.
Like you can't dream of things that you've never, like everything your brain is putting together. Seeing, the definition of seeing is because since what? The action of seeing, what? Not the action of seeing someone or something. Bitch, what does seeing mean? Vision, maybe? No, but vision is, you can't say vision.
Can you see without eyes? And no eyes or even special photoreceptor cells are necessary. But scientists have discovered in recent decades that many animals, including human beings, do have specialized light detecting molecules in unexpected places outside of the eyes. This is. I'm just reading. I know. We're all processing it together. Also, the process they were saying, like when you're dreaming, you are seeing that stuff. Like you're using the part of your brain that lets you see things even without your eyes. You're actually, because like when you're in a dream, it doesn't look foggy. It doesn't look your eyes closed. You are like everything is vivid, bright, and you're actually seeing it.
But your brain is piecing together memories of things that you have seen. So it's not like, so you're not like seeing something. Your brain is just basically making a movie.
But I think what they're saying is it triggers the part of your brain that allows you to see, and it's doing it without the eyes. Maybe it's almost like a phantom pain or something. But this website, scientificamerican.com, has a whole article about seeing and how it is to see without eyes. Meet the eyeless man who can see. Vision without eyes, the new optic selene or whatever.
Well, that's tech. That's some fucking Terminator shit they're trying to build up.
Oh, there it is.
Have you ever had sex dreams? Like wet dreams?
I've had wet dreams, and your wet dreams don't necessarily correlate to sex dreams.
Isn't a wet dream a sex dream?
No,
not like getting wet, but
I think a wet dream is when you come a little bit and you wake up and you're in a puddle of cum.
Yeah, oh my God.
And I have
a puddle of cum. Jesus Christ.
I don't know what little drops you be doing.
Not a puddle of cum.
But I be super soaking Jacob. Jacob be getting blasted.
I've only maybe had two. I can only remember having ever like maybe 3 wet dreams in my whole life.
Yeah, wet dreams are typically, not exclusively, but typically for like people who are going through puberty.
Yeah,
typically people with penises who are going through puberty.
Well, that's the thing. Do people with vaginas have wet dreams?
I don't think it's. I mean, you can probably get your pussy can probably get wet while you're sleeping. But I don't think it's called a wet dream. I think that the term wet dream is reserved for AMAB people who are, and typically it's when they're going through puberty. Okay. Oh, it says they sure can
work.
Wet dreams.
This is by greatest.com.
So I guess it is considered a wet dream as well. Yeah. Maybe it's just coming here. Maybe is it having a dream about? Is it when they come
about whatever and coming?
It doesn't feel like coming. It just feels.
It just feel like you're peeing.
It feels like you woke up.
Oh no, I think
sticky piss.
Yeah, it's definitely not the same texture and consistency as normal cum.
So you think when people with penis come as normal, people with vaginas come as normal?
No, I said for me.
You think? What do you mean it's not the same?
It's not like when you like have sex and you come. That's a different consistency than having a wet dream.
Why do you do hands like this? Is that how you jack off? It's so lazy. You don't grab the consistency. The consistency. No, that was you were jacking off. You don't grab the motherfucker.
Oh my God!
Have you seen people who do this? Have you seen people who just take 2 hands?
No.
And I've seen it, and they literally, it's like, how would you ever be able to come like that? It's like,
well, some people have different.
I know, but you've seen this before.
I've not seen that.
Porn or anything.
I've never seen that.
They just be barely touching their junk. And I've seen people who be going to town, beating their shit up.
Yeah, I used to hook up with.
I still cannot believe that you come in the condo. That is crazy.
Not all the time. Especially when I was younger, to avoid like cleanup and my mom finding like a crusty sock or something. For
Just come in the toilet or the bathtub.
Who are you? Are you always in the bathroom when you're masturbating?
Every time I masturbated, yes, I was. I never masturbated in my bed until I was an adult. And then I was probably in my late 20s when I stopped masturbating in the bathroom.
Really?
Yes.
Old habits die hard, huh?
Old habits, honey.
Do you have nightmares often?
Not often, but yeah, I have had nightmares before.
Oh, bitch! When I have and every time I have a nightmare, it feels so fucking real. Like and like I feel like the thing has happened. Like I've dreamt of me driving off a cliff and me like being like the sole survivor in the car, and it's me like trying to like find my way back to civilization from ancient Mesopotamia or whatever the fuck I am, and I'm literally like, and in my mind I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe I just had this car crash. How am I ever gonna like? It's so real.
Yeah,
my nightmares are always very vivid.
I've had nightmares that were actually more like less graphic, but I had this nightmare one time. And this is probably based off some trauma that I have in my life. But I have this dream that Kennedy told everyone that
I remember this.
Told everyone that I hit her. And I was like, that's not true. And she was just flat out lying.
And everyone believed her.
And everyone believed her. And she was like, Bob hit me. And I was like, that is just a complete falsehood. And no one in my life, not a single person believed me.
And did it feel very vivid? Like you're like, this is actually happening. Real.
I woke up and I was about to fire that bitch. That did not happen. But I think that kind of goes back to, and I think I talked about Amy Wolf. And I hit her now. I didn't know. Amy Wolf, my college professor, who told everyone that I threatened to beat her up. Mm-hmm. She told everyone, and they all believed her.
What did you?
Except the people who were in the class who were like,
Bob would never.
Some of them like, that didn't happen, but they did. The testimonials of 30 other people was not enough, apparently, to resolve my name or get me my college credits back.
When you and Jacob sleep in the same bed, do y'all sleep like cuddle? Do y'all sleep touching?
Typically speaking, Jacob and I cuddle for roughly 15, 20 minutes, maybe less sometimes. And then Jacob goes, every time he's on me and he goes, all right, I'm going to go to bed now. And then he rolls over, creates a mountain of pillows between us, and then sleeps.
Why the pillows between?
I don't know. Jacob just has a lot of. Jacob likes pillows. We have a lot, and these pillows that we have on our bed are they're like overstuffed. It's like they're like exploding. So you can't fold the pillows in half. I love a pillow. Instead of stacking two pillows, I usually take one pillow and fold it in half.
Yeah,
I don't know why I do that. But Jacob bought these. I mean, completely overstuffed. You can't even fold them. These motherfuckers are bricks, basically. And we also have two completely separate sheets. We do not share sheets. There's a sheet for Jacob, and there's a sheet for our comforter.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
Jacob has a comforter, and I have a comforter.
Got it.
So that we don't tug at the comforter all night long. Which I'm trying to implement that with me and Ezra as well, but Ezra wants to share a sheet. I'm like, it's just easier if we. And also, the sheet at me and Ezra's place is smaller because we have a smaller bed,
right?
And one of us just inevitably ends up with the sheet.
Because
now I am now not accustomed to sharing.
And he's a reckless sleeper. I would like we'll like cuddle for maybe 2 minutes. I'm like,
work. We also run hot.
I run hot, and then but we'll sleep. But he always like I sleep on the edge of the bed. When I sleep by myself, when I sleep with someone, I sleep like if this is the bed, I'm like right here on the corner.
Me too.
I'm like right there, and I don't really move around in my sleep. I'm also a very light sleeper. Are you a light sleeper?
No.
Oh, yeah, you're not.
I mean, I'm not like a heavy sleeper.
Oh no, but Bob, I would come into your apartment at 945 Amsterdam and fully live my whole life, and you would have no idea I was there.
Do you think I'm a light sleeper, babe, or a heavy sleeper? Really?
You are a heavy sleeper girl.
Sometimes I be awake, I just be choosing not to say nothing. Because Jacob Jacob with thunder clumps around the house. Jacob be walking like he's in the army. I'd be like, is this nigga wearing combat boots? What's going on up there?
But Andy will be on his side, and he would every time just be, I mean,
Yeah, somehow Jacob also just keeps migrating across the bed. And so we used to sleep in a full-size bed in New York City. Or, a full-size bed. And I mean, I am hugging the corner.
Yeah.
Wow. And you guys have a really tall bed. My bed was like 4 feet off the ground. And Jacob just keeps migrating over. And then I would scoot over. And then he just would, but not necessarily touching me, but he just always ends up with like a lot of space on his side. And I would be like, Jacob, look at how much space. Because he doesn't want to come. He just somehow just keeps the gravitational pull of me.
I think it's cute though. I'm not that way.
You know what? It was cute in the beginning. we figured out a system. I think maybe the barricade is to keep Jacob from rolling into my side of the bed. But it was just crazy how he just kept. And now we have a king size bed. And I'm like,
and you only got a king size bed once I got one because you did not have one before me.
I didn't have space.
Yes, you did.
In my New York City apartment,
Bob, you had
absolutely not. Monet, absolutely not. My bedrooms in New York City were very small. One of them was longer, but it wasn't very wide. You remember there was a bed, there was a desk, and then the radiator right next to it.
Oh yeah, the radiators and shit. Yeah. New York City, man. It
was a great apartment. It was a big apartment. Anyway,
it was a good apartment.
So now we have this king size bed. I'm just thinking to myself, like, Jacob, if you just look at all the space, I just don't know why you want to be on this. Why you want to be on this half of the bed? It just, I'm trying to make that make sense. But typically, but that's also because I think I spent so many years not sharing the bed, and also sometimes Jacob does as a joke. Well, I don't know if it's a joke. Well, no, actually, we figured it out. Now, if I go to sleep after him, he's typically on his side of the bed.
He's typically on his side.
His own side, like manifest destiny.
Got it.
Has stopped happening.
Ooh, what's up with these? Oh my God, did you have a bedtime growing up?
Yes. Now, we need to have Martha Caldwell back on the podcast for this because this is actually an iconic. This is an iconic, like Bob the Drag Queen Caldwell moment. This is very me. So when I was in kindergarten, my bedtime was 8 o'clock.
In kindergarten? 8 o'clock? That is late for kindergarten.
What time are you?
Kindergarten, bitch? You like what, 6 years old?
5.
Yeah.
It's not weird to see a child awake at 8 o'clock.
I guess that's not.
Or so, like, if you see a kid at 7 o'clock, it's not like.
Yeah, I guess that's not. Yeah.
So my bedtime was 8 o'clock. And then I remember going to school and asking everyone what their bedtime was. And everyone was like 9 o'clock. I was like, 9? What? So then I came home, and then my mom used to have these, imagine a note, like a memo pad, but huge. The one that kind of goes on an easel.
Yeah.
She used to be at work or something. So then I went and I found my mom's memo pad, and then I collected all my data, and I did this presentation. And I was like, and I was going through all this stuff. Me and Justin were there, and Justin was really just kind of hanging out. And I was doing all the talking. I was like, Justin, we're gonna get ourselves an 8:30 bedtime. Mark my words. So then I was like, Mom, I want to talk to you after the break. And I think just let me talk to you. So I sat my mom down, and she's probably just like laughing her ass off because this little chubby kid is like, okay, so I just want you to know so I flipped the thing and I'm like, this is my proposal to have a later bedtime. Hear me out. And then I'm like, I asked all these kids at school, and most of the kids, I don't think I knew percentage. I was like, most of the kids at school said their bedtime is 9 o'clock, which me and Justin both agree is way too late. 9 o'clock is a very late bedtime, right? And he's like, yeah. I was like, yeah, I get it. So
very you.
Like, and me and Justin are just asking for 8:30. Now the thing is, Justin and I want 30 minutes less than the average American child is getting.
This is so
we are accepting a lower rate, basically, so that we can have a later bedtime. Then we can reevaluate after a couple of months, and if it feels appropriate to you, then we can keep this time, or maybe we can move forward to like 9 o'clock. And then after watching my whole presentation, my mom was like, "All right, you can go to bed at 8:30."
My mom was like, "No, take your ass to bed now." They say, "Just for that, go to bed now. It's 6 o'clock. Go to bed."
Go to bed, wig. But I think she was probably,
and she's impressed probably.
As a parent, I'd be like, I would just be laughing at this kid. This shit would be so funny. Oh, the kid was doing a PowerPoint on why they should go to bed. If you
have a kid from your own DNA, you're fully going to manifest that into your life.
I honestly don't want a kid like me as a kid. My mom famously said that if I was born first, my brother would have never been born because I was a hard child to raise. And I wouldn't want to raise me. This is messy. That shit look crazy as hell. Jacob, show me my business.
Last night.
I did not. I guess I had bedtimes. I don't remember. My mom was very adamant about a bedtime, though.
But after
I don't want to stop.
near middle school, I no longer had bedtimes. Like I think 7th grade is when I stopped having a bedtime. I can go to bed literally whenever I want.
Really?
Yeah, my mom would usually go to sleep before me.
Really? Oh no, I had to go to even in high school. My bed. I mean,
You had a bedtime in high school?
no. I think I did. Okay, maybe it wasn't bedtime, but I definitely couldn't be up until like 1 o'clock in the morning fucking around. They were like,
I can
absolutely
be up to anytime I want. And in the summer, we didn't have a bedtime.
You just said you don't have a bedtime in the school year.
No, I mean even as like a child in the summer there was no bedtime.
I don't remember.
When there was no school, I can just go to sleep literally whenever I wanted. And as 7th grade and up, I no longer had bedtime.
Do you talk in your sleep?
Apparently.
I mean, you can't stop talking when you're awake. I can't imagine when you were asleep. You got to get it out, girl. Like full conversation.
Will you give your kids bedtime?
Absolutely having a bedtime, for sure. Absolutely.
What's it going to be?
I think elementary school is going to be 8 o'clock. Middle school, 10. And then in high school, we can talk about it later.
I've heard that getting kids to bed is like one of the hardest parts of parenting.
Getting a kid to bed?
Like getting young kids to just go to bed is like one of the hardest parts of parenting.
I mean, I could imagine. Especially when they're not tired. I'd be like, bitch, because if you go to bed at 7 o'clock, I guess that's 12 hours. Like, your brain, don't young people need that?
I mean, but also the thing is young kids often take naps throughout the day. So, you ever take a nap on a plane and then you get to your destination and you can't sleep now?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. But I've heard there are entire books on like just how to get your kids to go to sleep.
There's books on everything. There's books on how to properly mix your meal to make it taste.
There's not a book on that.
What?
There are no books on that.
I bet you there is. If y'all can find a book on how to properly integrate,
mix your meal with
not specifically meal, but
crystal light, some sort of an artificial sweetener.
Yeah. I was gonna say something really good and I forgot. Can you let me do what I'm doing?
I waited till you were done and then I started talking.
What was my thing, Bob?
You told me to shut the fuck up.
When your kids are going to go to bed.
He's going to bed.
You said kindergarten, 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
You told me to shut the fuck up, so I'm scared to talk.
Go ahead. I forgot what I was going to say.
So someone's not doing well in the morning. What position do you sleep in normally?
I sleep in, like, I don't know. Like, I normally like this, like, on my side.
And what about your leg? What are your legs doing?
My legs are straight, or maybe like a little like curve like this. Or then I do a little stomach moment where I'm like fully just flat, and I do a back. I move
think
on.
sleeping in your stomach is bad for you.
Is it?
I think sleeping in your stomach might be bad for you.
Says who?
I mean, I think I read it somewhere with like doctors. I think sleeping in your stomach,
Like, because what you're like compressing yourself
out or something. But maybe I read that wrong.
Yeah.
I sleep in the fetal position. And then throughout the course of the night, one of the legs will be extended. And then I'll be like a half fetal. So I'm still like on the side. And then I have one knee completely pulled in and one leg completely extended down.
They had a moment for, even back in New York, like it happens randomly. Where I have like night sweats. Does this happen to you? And I'm like, I wake up and my pillow is like soaking wet. And I'll jump out of sleep like, ugh. I'm like wet.
No, I mean, no. Ezra sleeps with clothes on.
Oh no, I can't
because of how sweaty he gets. Because he's like if I don't wear a shirt or like some pants to bed, this whole side of the bed will be wet.
Yeah, that's happening.
So the clothes soak up the sweat so that the bed's not.
Soak it up, y'all.
Yeah, his
branding.
So that his bed's not covered, his side's not covered in sweat. But when I sleep on the plane, this happens almost every single time. My crotch gets so sweaty, I wake up and I think I pissed myself. Has it ever happened to you?
I mean, no, not my crotch. I wake up, my whole body's wet, not like my crotch specifically.
I don't know what it is. I wake up on the plane and I'm like, I can't believe I just piss myself on this plane. I'm gonna have to.
It cannot be that much of water.
It's not like actual. It just feels, and then I touch it. It's not actually damp. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like a little damp, but it's not like as damp as when you piss yourself. Mm-hmm. I used to piss the bed too.
Yeah, we were both bedwetters until I was like 12.
Yeah, honestly,
do not shame your child when they wet the bed. They are not doing.
There's nothing you can do about it. My mom didn't shame me, but I think I had maybe some uncles and aunts who were like really just annoyed by me pissing the bed. And I was there. I remember hearing adults in my life say stuff like, "You got to be ashamed of yourself." And I was like, "Bitch, I am." I am. I just slept in piss all night. I'm very ashamed.
Yeah, my dad.
I don't need any help.
My dad would fully act like he was like, "You're too lazy." I'm like, "Bitch, I'm sleeping." What do you mean lazy? I'm asleep. I'm not.
Bitch, I'm busy.
Bitch, I'm busy. I'm fucking sleep. Love that song. I always said this before.
Yeah, we stand pre.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just listen. If you're a former bedwetter or a bedwetter, if your kids are, if you have a kid that's bedwetter, just try to help them out in some way, but do not tease them, because there is a lot of shame around.
Or make fun of, not make fun of it, but laugh with them about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, make it seem like it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Just can't be like, oh no.
Like, well, bitch, I went to bed last. Well, I'm not calling him a bitch, but
well, nigga, I went to bed last night. And there are times where you're just in your dreams, just peeing, and you're like, I've had this as an adult where I'm in my dream, I'm peeing, I'm like, I wake up and I'm like, I'm fully, that was real piss. you never piss in a dream, you look at me like, I am peeing. I am just fully peeing right now.
No, those were wet dreams. And I was like, oh my God, I definitely did it.
I have a dream where I go to the bathroom in my dream and then I start pissing for real. And then that sensation wakes me up and I'm like, oh. And then I'm like, oh God.
Close the faucet, girl.
You can't clap it off, girl.
You cannot clap off the faucet.
I have a heavy flow.
Oh yeah, bitch. When Bob, it sounds like someone opened a bottle and just like squeezed it.
But it's only for like a few seconds though.
Yeah. I love sleeping on planes. Like I get very restful sleep on a plane. Some people can't at all.
I can't not sleep on a plane. And I mean, so there's this thing called Delta One. I'm sure they have it on other planes too. But Delta One, anyway.
Tell us about Delta One, honey.
Delta One is only on international flights that are. What, you let me finish my sentence. International flights from America or from LAX to
New York
or LAX to Boston are the only way on domestically you can do Delta One, and it's just when you're
in Boston,
because they're pretty close to each other flight wise.
Yeah,
like a flight from LA to Boston is like 30 minutes. I mean, a flight to New York to Boston is like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So imagine if you're not taking off, it's probably just another 15 minutes in the sky.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it lies flat like a bed, but I don't even need that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I can be in
the back.
I can be on the toilet.
It's like pass out.
I can sleep just like this
on the planes for sure.
Even in this chair, just right.
I could do that too. Can you sleep with noise? Yeah. Like if you're not on a plane. For me, I can't. It varies though. Sometimes shit is too noisy. Like shit of banging, popping is too much.
I lived in a corner apartment on the first floor in Washington Heights. And if you don't want to just experience the noise, I lived in 162 in Fort Washington.
Do you think it's still noisy or the noise?
There's no way it's quiet. I lived there for 3. There were times where it literally was like there's someone in the room with me. It literally felt. Would you agree with this, Jacob? People would talk. They would literally just stand right at my window, and because there's an air conditioner, there's more sound comes in because the window's partially open, and it would just sound. It would just feel like people were just literally in the room, standing over my bed, having a conversation.
I would never forget the fucking drug deals that would happen outside your door, and you had no idea. Bob, we came back from the supermarket one time. Bob was like, "There's just always money here on this ledge, under this rock," and I was like,
"Not always," but I was like, "What is this money doing here?"
And I was like, "Bob, what do you think it's doing there? Someone left it there, and then the person's gonna pick up the drugs and put the thing back." Like, duh, like literally right outside your window.
So you think it's money first, not drugs first? It was on my window. It was my windowsill.
Yeah, it was probably drugs first. Probably the drugs, or no, money. No, yeah, money first.
Because these crackheads are fucking.
Yeah, remember that time
maybe it was weed. Maybe it was.
They could have been weed, crack, cocaine. Who knows what it is?
I feel like people are less ridiculous with weed. People aren't like dropping in spots and doing all that.
Well, it's also legal in New York, so like whatever.
It's not legal to sell weed.
Not legal to sell, but I mean, if you find a thing of weed, I'm thinking the cops are not gonna be like, oh no.
I feel like weed dealers are usually more like come to your house, but I don't think you want someone selling crack to come to your house.
Oh no, I mean maybe not crack, but cocaine and stuff and like pills. They I think they do.
There was definitely what they were selling was definitely harder than coke and weed. That wasn't a little Molly.
Remember that time we were coming back from the super and we saw someone literally shooting up on the way?
Yeah, I used to live in
That was a gag.
Yeah, Washington Heights was.
And y'all know, Bob, I was like, Monet, oh my God.
Was that a bad neighborhood? No.
I mean, in New York, you're always a hop, skip, and a jump from a bad neighborhood.
I mean, when I lived on the Upper West Side, I saw people shooting up over there too.
Really?
Yeah. If you go down, I used to live in 106 in Amsterdam.
Oh, I know
and
where.
if you cross over to Broadway and head towards the McDonald's, between 106 and 105 on Broadway, this lady used to just shoot up right there, sit on the stairs, and just like,
damn, that is crazy.
And they put it in, and they just go. It's really wild. I watched her put it in, then it's like instantaneous. They're just like they're like feeding, and she was like,
"That's crazy, man." Don't even do that. I don't want to see you like that. That's wild. If you ever got a role where you were playing like an addict like that, I don't think I'd be able to watch it.
Well, no, I mean, I would like to portray it well enough that it's like, you know. Really?
Yeah, which I feel like it would. If you're portraying it that is so real, I don't think I'll be able to watch it. It'll be so sad to me.
Well, I never had a heroin problem.
I know, but
I used to do a little computer dust. I haven't even done cocaine.
You know the cocaine? I cannot even imagine your cocaine. Oh my God! Can you imagine Bob on cocaine playing on King of Tokyo?
Bitch, and you think you was in Mesopotamia, bitch? I would have been with the dinosaurs, honey, running around.
I'm doing shrooms again, so I'm very excited.
Used to be very...
And I'm going to do acid.
This one I never know what to say around you, because the last time you went to the desert to do your drugs, you were very like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want anyone to know that I'm doing these drugs. And now you're like, but I'm about to do shrooms, K, meth,
you were
black tar heroin.
You were adding so many things.
Quaaludes, Black Beauties, a couple of shots.
Well,
I'm about to do the booster.
Well,
I'm about to get a booster.
Shrooms are different. I think shrooms are like weed. They're like they're found in nature.
But the first time you went out and did this, you were very like,
because I've never done them.
You were like, we're gonna talk about this on the podcast.
Before that, I had never ever done anything besides smoke weed.
Someone found a clip recently that was very interesting.
What clip?
It's a clip of me and you on the podcast, and I said something that offended you.
Oh, I saw your little comment. Like, see how easy I apologize.
Within less than a minute, I said, I apologize. I won't do that anymore. It was very interesting.
Well, that's you and that's me.
Because you later on was like, this is just like when you made fun of my hands. And then you had me thinking that I was going in. And then I went back and watched it and I was like, I apologize. I didn't realize I hurt your feelings. I won't do that anymore. It was like less than a minute I did that.
Okay. Bitch, live your life, Rihanna.
And she is proud of her actions.
Live your life, Rihanna.
I always say, don't be that proud of being wrong.
Your mom?
Yeah. Don't be.
Oh my God, your mom texted me.
Oh, what?
Oh my God. I have to get my phone.
Wow, you better, drag Martha.
Hold on.
I did one time drag Martha. I actually put my mom in drag one time. And maybe I'll find that and put it on the Patreon.
Can you talk about your experience waking up today?
So today I was in the bed. I actually kind of woke up a little bit when Jacob woke up, but I didn't see what time it was. I actually woke up at like 4:53. I think it was 4:54. I remember specifically. And I was like, oh shit. And I was like, I'm going to be Gucci because I'm already up. But then I lay back down and then I woke up a little bit and then I fell asleep. And then Jacob comes thunderclumping in. Were you walking hard on purpose? No, he was not. Jacob walks in carrying this. I don't know what he had. I couldn't tell if you were recording with a camera or what, but Jacob walked in with this and he was like, hey baby, it's time to do a podcast. And I was like, okay. And then he just stood over me and I was like, I'm coming. Oh my God. And then he goes, okay. And then
who is this?
This was my experience with starting the podcast. And I went and I went to use the restroom and I sat down and then about maybe 5-10 seconds later, Monet came around the corner.
Oh. So your mom texted me yesterday. She said, sorry for the misunderstanding. Chris told me that you still talk to that boy. She said the name. I love you, but I just want to let you know that's shady. But I know if you had to pick tongue out emoji, eye roll emoji, kiss face emoji, heart emoji.
Not worth the call without something.
And I said, oh, no worries, Ma. I totally understand, and I love you.
So you still friends with that boy?
Are you friends with that boy?
Are you friends? You answer.
No, I asked you first. Are you friends with that boy?
Yes, I am. Are you friends with that boy? Are you friends with that boy? Are you friends with that boy?
I am social with that boy sometimes.
So sometimes you're social. I mean,
I lived in LA for a year and a half, and I've seen that boy twice. Once at your house against my will. Didn't know he was going to be there.
that's not true.
Shut up! I was like,
That is not true. That is not. You know that's not true. Because I would never do that.
but it was me and Jacob showed. We were like, not a double date in Monet. And then, but also when me and that boy were not talking, Monet fully hired him to work her booth at DragCon, which I did not tell my mom.
Well, I was just in Drag Race. I had this was also the year that Neverland scammed the fuck out of everybody, and I had literally nothing.
There are a few things in life where I just want to say, like, Monet, I have learned to just let you do your things. There are a few things in life where I've been like, I can think of two. Neverland, I was like, Monet, please don't go to Neverland. Something about them seems off. Monet was like, I have a theory that you do stuff because you don't want to do it the way I did it. That's my theory. Because you're like,
No.
I need to differentiate myself from Bob, especially early in your Drag Race career. You were like, I don't want people thinking I'm like Bob.
Well, the thing with Neverland was, at that point, I felt like I wanted something different than what I have now.
But you didn't have it then. It wasn't all
Because you told me, because your advice was go to the management company with the girls who are doing things that you are doing. And back then I was like into like,
right now we're with PG.
yeah, what like Naomi and Kim were doing. I was like, well, I can see myself doing that. So that's why I went that direction.
What are you doing, Naomi and Kim were doing?
Like they would do like more like branded stuff and like more like promotional like IG stuff.
But you wanted to do that more than acting and performing and music?
Bitch, I grow, I change.
Thank God. If you were a girl who wasn't doing like music and acting and stuff and podcasting, you were just like, I just want to be on Instagram, like, we couldn't do this together.
If Judgy Wudgy was a drag queen, it would be Bob the drag queen.
Judgy Wudgy was a queen. Judgy Wudgy on the scene.
Oh my God.
Judgy Wudgy.
Oh, what was the second thing? Nevermind, what was the second thing?
Recently, it was yesterday. We were out on the slopes, and not everyone, Patty, Kennedy, and Monet, specifically, all kept making fun of me. I put on my snow gloves to go out. We were supposed to go out there, and I was like, I'm wearing my snow gloves because it's going to be very cold outside.
Oh, yeah.
And they were like, no, girl, put on nails. Don't do that. And I was like, Monet, we need to be wearing gloves because it is very cold outside. And when it was like, girl, I'm wearing nails, I'm looking cute. And then when it was like, don't wear them for this. We get up there, we're interviewing Gus Kenworthy.
Oh, my hands were freezing.
And Monet is over here. Her hands are as white as Jacob.
No, but
her hands were looking like a Jew. So she sits there, and we're trying to interview, and Monet is trying to hold.
That's not true. I was holding the mic.
Monet was holding Monet was white knuckling that shit.
No, I would put one hand on the mic and one hand between my legs to warm it up, and I would switch it throughout the interview. But again, I'm not mad at that because, bitch, I look very cute in my full red look with those red nails. I look very cute. I don't regret it. We're gonna throw these pictures up right now.
I look cute
on the screen. You look cute too. But look at that, Bob with his mittens and Monet with her gloves.
Yeah, and my hands were warm denim mug, honey. What? Yeah, I look cute.
You do
and
look
it's
cute.
Part of the whole snow look.
Right, but also I didn't have red gloves. If I had red gloves, that'd be one thing. You had black gloves that matched your look.
And then we went back out again, and then we go back out again. I said, Monet, put the gloves on now. And Monet's like, no, I don't want to put the gloves on. It was even later. It was nighttime now. So Monet, it's going to be very cold. We have to walk all the way up this hill.
But I had hand warmers, and that was fine.
Yeah, we had to walk all the way up this fucking hill. But then it was not fine because Monet couldn't even hold the microphone. We were both holding it. Then towards the end of the day, I realized I was the only one holding the microphone. Monet,
you took it from me though.
Because I didn't want you with your hands out.
Well, that's nice of you, but I would have done my best.
So then Monet Monet went from being like, I'm only serving this look to being in a full-on North Face jacket on top of her outfit, hands in pocket with warmers.
That's also because
Monet was like, you know what, you're right.
Well, that's because the Gus Kenworthy thing was done. Like the glam part of it was done. So I was like, and also the thing inside commenting was done.
Why is the interview more glamorous than the?
Because we were interviewing Gus Kenworthy.
We interviewed Gus Kenworthy at the bottom of the slope too.
Yeah, but we didn't know we were going to do that. That just happened. That was happenstance. But after the glam stuff was done, we were just outside fucking around with people, talking to Milo, his little 7-year-old ass, trying to pop up down the line.
Milo was about to be the next sibling.
I was like, Milo, give us what other people.
What if we give kids a podcast?
About what? How old kids?
Maybe
somewhere between 13 and 18.
Girl, Bob, you can't even take Euphoria. You want to talk to the group?
We're not gonna be doing drugs and stuff.
Bob, kids are different now. I think you'll be surprised what kids are doing. Okay, not fentanyl and cocaine and heroin, obviously.
Listen, I'm going to say this again. Because you went to high school sucking dick, doing drugs.
I'm not saying that's
everyone. You
everyone.
went to Euphoria High School, bitch. I went to Looney Tunes High School. I went to. I mean, my high school was wild, but we weren't doing drugs. It was just besides.
You weren't doing drugs. Doesn't mean other people weren't.
I was not Rue. I was Tommy Pickles,
and I think that
I was Susie.
I think that you would be very shocked at what kids 13 to 18-year-old are doing now in high school. In high school, I think you'll be very shocked. And y'all comment below if you think that's true.
I think there were some 13-year-olds back then who were doing it too. Drew Barrymore was famously a drug addict before she was even 10 years old. Was she? Yeah, she was
a drug addict on what?
I don't know, cocaine and stuff. I think
before she was 10 years old.
She went during ET. She started doing drugs and drinking. She's been very open about it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Gag.
So there have always been kids doing drugs and drinking and stuff. Especially I'm in the room, so I hear people. You don't know that.
I think it is.
That is.
But you don't know if it's not.
That's the difference. I'm not claiming that my thing to definitively be true. You have no evidence to back
I'm not
up.
saying definitively.
Your documentary is Euphoria.
I said that.
Euphoria is not a documentary.
What I said, and I'm going to reiterate, I said you'll be shocked that more kids are doing that than you think in school.
But you don't know that. You're just assuming that.
I mean, you're assuming that I'm wrong.
So you'd be shocked if kids weren't doing drugs?
No, I would not be shocked if they weren't doing drugs. We all know that a lot of the majority of kids probably are not. I'm saying that you'd be shocked that more kids are than you think.
And I'm going to say I don't think that. I think my idea is that you have nothing to back up this baseless claim.
It's not a baseless claim. It's my lived experience.
Your lived experience with children today. You have a lived experience.
From my experience going to school.
Kids today.
I'm going to say this even more.
What is your lived experience with children today?
By seeing shows like Euphoria. Euphoria is not the only show.
Euphoria is not a documentary, Monét.
It's not a documentary.
So based on today, you think that kids are also wizards. Harry Potter.
It's not.
There must be more wizards.
It's not a documentary, but Euphoria.
Are there more wizards today?
Oh my God, get out!
How about the kids with superpowers?
Euphoria is not a documentary, but Euphoria is probably was created.
I watched Riverdale, so there must be more detectives too.
You know what?
There must be. I saw Riverdale. So there's probably
we
more.
Can do a whole nother podcast about.
There are more high school reporters and detectives. Oh my God! I watched Riverdale.
We're at an hour. We're done. You take your ass to bed.
You're not.
You're so ridiculous.
You're not. All right. Bye everyone.